Okay. Yes, sir. So, check the mic once. Huh? 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 Yes. It's okay.
Don't let the
Don't let the
boundaries
boundaries
define your
define your
potential.
potential.
Push them back a little every moment of your life, and soon you'll realize they never existed in the first place.
Excellence is an everyday course at Sunbeam Bhagwanpur. And this year, the student fraternity plans to set new milestones in the form of second edition of TEDx Youth at Sunbeam Bhagwanpur. But before stepping any further, let me introduce you to our event, TEDx First. TEDx is a grassroots initiative created in the TED's overall mission to Before stepping any further, let me introduce you to our event, TEDx First. TEDx is a grassroots initiative created in the TED's overall mission to research and discover ideas worth spreading. It brings the spirit communities around the globe through TEDx events. It includes both live and recorded TED Talks from paragons around the world who have scaled great heights and wrote to the world that they are unstoppable.
Last year, we took up the concept of change makers. And this year, we are going beyond the boundaries with a palette of 24 different speakers. Number 24 is a sign of new beginnings. It's all about change, progress, and embracing the challenges that come with it. And our speakers have followed this very path to pave their way into the hearts of people. But I'll not spoil this for our audience any further and leave a very enthusiastic introduction of our theme and speakers to the next set of MCs.
I quite agree with that idea. So, moving ahead, it's a custom at our institution to mark the beginning of anything auspicious with the Pratisthapna. And for the same, I would request the board of directors of Sunbeam Group of educational institutions to come forward and declare the second edition of TEDx Youth at Sunbeam Bhagwanpur officially open.
For you, a throwback AV of last year's TEDx.
his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard. Whether it's the beat of the mic, he feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him. But he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Todd's picking it up. Let's go.
Sure brought back some beautiful memories. And I'm sure our assistant director would love to share her views and thoughts with us after this memory down the lane. Hence, I will request our assistant director Pratima ma'am to address the gathering.
Namaste, good morning, good day, Assalamu alaikum, and all the other greetings. With, of course, the wonderful sunbeam greeting of Jai Hind World. I am here today, once again, with a sense of pride and, of course, a lot of expectation, which I'm sure is shared by audiences worldwide, as I bring to you once again the wonderful initiative of the students of Sunbeam School, Bhagwanpur, that is TEDx, once again. Well, what is different about it this time? You may ask, and you may wonder. I'm not here to tell you what is different, because being different itself is a controversy. The difference that people bring by being different in a world which expects conformity, in a world which rather insists upon typecasting, stereotyping, labeling people into compartments, into boxes, and telling them what they should be, when there is always a strife of what I want to be, is in itself the way in which the world moves towards what is known as development, progress. My students firmly believe that when they want to inherit the globe, they do not want the latitudes and longitudes across maps. They don't believe in the boundary as specified by the rigid definition and understanding and meaning of the world boundaries, which is why my students say we have to go beyond boundaries. Now, mind you, this is not a rebellion. This is not a placard holding march. This is not a chest thumping advocacy of being different just for the sake of being different. This is acceptance. This is allowing. This is saying we care that you are not like us, but we accept the fact, we celebrate the fact. So this year in TEDx, we have 24 speakers lined up with us. Over the course of 2 days, they will be sharing their views, their thoughts on what it is to go beyond boundaries, whether it is climate activism, whether it is environment, whether it is the cause of making a struggle to be you in terms of your inclinations towards a chosen profession, towards a state of being, towards advocating what you believe in. They have all gone beyond boundaries. And in doing so, they have not flouted norms. They have just quietly but emphatically said that this earth allows people to be what they are. And that conformity is not always the right of the way. And neither is non-conformity wrong. There is space available for every creature on earth, because the one person or the one being, the one supreme being who created it, honestly did not create us in boxes and containers and compartments and put a label upon us. I would advocate viewing TEDx, participating in TEDx with a clean slate for a mind. We are not here to judge or condemn, because my students are the denizens of a brave new world who say that we are not here to seek affirmations. We are here to understand that if we are to live in a world of tomorrow, let us define the word tomorrow for us, and let us not subscribe to age-old definitions. So we have crossed the length and breadth of continents, and we have brought to you 24 people who say that we will be speaking our hearts out to you. And when they speak, people of the world, I request you not just to lend your ears, but more so to lend your hearts. This is what we want to create, a world where hearts rule people and not necessarily thrones or designations or offices or titles. I advocate you, I plead you, entreat you. Let us go beyond boundaries in our understanding. I would wish to place on record my gratitude to the chairman and the board of directors of the institutions of this wonderful Sunbeam group who have always supported the students in all their endeavors. I would want to congratulate my team for a stupend making the dream of the children possible. And I would want all of us now to give our hearts to TEDx at Bhagwanpur. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am, for your astounding words. But to make our day more exciting and more fun, we have our very own rock band to enthrall the viewers with the electrifying performance. The stage is all yours, team.
So next banger we are going to perform is What Makes You Beautiful by One Direction. You're insecure, don't know what for. You're turning heads when you walk through the door. Don't need makeup to cover up. Being the way that you are is enough. Everyone else in the room can see it. Everyone else but you. Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But when you smile at the grounded and hard to tell, you don't know.
Wow, that was really vivacious. Now, if you remember, we talked about nostalgia in the beginning. And to know the exact behind the scenes of first edition of TEDx Youth at Sunbeam Bhagwanpur, we pass the honors to Mr. Ishan Mukherjee, licensee of our first edition.
Hello. Good morning and Jai Hind to everyone present here. Last autumn, Varanasi witnessed an eclectic panel of speakers from different fields of excellence and 5 different nations of the world, coming together under the metaphorical roof of one Zoom room to share their ideas worth spreading. That TEDx Youth was the largest in India's history for the opportunity to organize it. At the same time, I congratulate this year's team for setting their sights even higher. Consider the remarkable fact that one of the world's foremost contemporary dancers will rub Zoom frames with a professor of science at Pennsylvania State University. It is this willingness to look beyond boundaries that makes TEDx at Sunbeam Bhagwanpur so special. I thank my school from the bottom of my heart again for inviting me to speak today. It is completely an honor to be a part of something that leaves a legacy. And for this, I register my congratulations and my thanks to this year's organizer committee. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Mr. Ishan Mukherjee, for your kind words. Now we would like to call Manya, this year's licensee for TEDx Youth at Sunbeam Bhagwanpur.
Thank you, comparators. I stand here on the footmarks set by the combined effort of 50 golden years of our institution and the TEDx Youth team. I take forward the legacy of TEDx Youth at Sunbeam Bhagwanpur with pride. I would like to take this incredible honor and begin with an idea that once impacted my life and took it beyond the monotone. Once upon a time, residents of a city called Umedis were given a choice to live with all prosperity, happiness, and unbothered by any sorrow, in exchange to live with the knowledge that their happiness is at the expense of misfortune and tragic life for a single child who will live a life full of suffering beneath the city. This is a pretty thought-provoking idea, but a simple one. Or maybe not. What I saw in this idea is that when you see the bigger picture, you see that this is pretty much relevant to the real world. Humankind only understands to truly value the prosperity and happiness of their life when they see the counterpart. This perspective sparked my inner curiosity and channeled for my course of actions since then. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how a simple idea, a thought, an anecdote can change your life at once without even realizing until it does. TEDx Youth at Sunbeam Bhagwanpur is an opportunity, a saga of knowledge and wisdom from all across the globe, a chance for the youth to ignite latent spark within themselves, to go beyond the boundaries, beyond limitations, surpass rigid beliefs, be groundless. We host Mr. Karthik Sapra, co-founder Amidus, the brand that makes plus-size clothing according to the Indian body type, trespassing the boundaries of the conventional fashion. We have Holland, the first openly gay K-pop artist, breaking the boundaries of his society. We have Mr. J. Park, a world-traveling free spirit, a freelancer, photographer, tour guide, and so much more, breaking the boundaries of the traditional, following his heart. We have Mr. Surendra Jaiswal, redefining the boundaries of mind and matter. We have Ms. Hita Lakhani, environmentalist educationist. She is looking at the personal boundaries by surpassing the planetary boundaries, and so many more. Quoting our previous licensee, break those procrastination beds, don't bend. This is a by youth for youth venture by a team of passion-driven students with the belief in the TEDx mission. We together have made possible this phenomenal event. I feel pride in what we have created. I would like to thank our visionary and the wind beneath the Sunbeam Group's wings, Chairman Dr. Deepak Madhok and Director Ms. Bharti Madhok. I would like to thank our go-to person, our one-stop solution to all our problems, Assistant Director Ms. Pratima Gupta, and our youth icon himself, an honorary director, Sir, Mr. Harsh Madhok. I thank our CEO, Sandeep Mukherjee, sir, for guiding us since the beginning. To all the teachers and dignitaries, without you, this event won't be possible. Words don't suffice, but I hope in our course of actions, we may prove to be worthy of your blessings. Lastly, I would end on the note. While you sit through this venture of efforts, remember, it is about dare to go beyond your boundaries. What if you let these ideas fill your soul? What if you break free? What if you let that spark inside you become the firework it can be? Break through your boundaries. Thank you. I would like to request Chairman Sir and Director Ma'am to come forward for the inauguration of the launch AV.
Thank you, sir and ma'am. Now I invite our honorary director, Mr. Harsh Madhok, sir, to kindly address the gathering.
Good morning, Jai Hind, and a very warm welcome to all who are tuning in from all across the world to tune in for TEDx Sunbeam Bhagwanpur. It's our second edition, and we are so happy to have so many of you tuning in from all across the world. It has been a major effort by the Sunbeam Bhagwanpur team, and kudos to the entire team of Sunbeam Bhagwanpur for hosting such a fabulous event. And the theme this year is beyond boundaries. So each year, Sunbeam tries to do something different. We don't believe in conformity. We believe in pushing for new ideas. And this year's theme, Beyond Boundaries, basically experiments with that theme, that why should we always be stuck with status quo? Why should always the youth of this country, of the world, compromise and conform? They should always question things which have happened so that things can improve for the future. So I'm very happy to see that the students of Sunbeam Bhagwanpur have organized such a wonderful TEDx event, ideas worth sharing. And I'm sure that today's event with 24 guests who are from all across the world will share ideas which will make us question some of the things which we have taken for granted. So with that, once again, congratulations to the team of Sunbeam Bhagwanpur. I wish all of you the very best for the next 2 days. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. Now, we are here to introduce you to something magical. Poetry is something that holds the power to influence the world. It expresses a plethora of human emotions through words. And to take you through a roller coaster ride of emotions, we have a performative reading team.
When day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must wade. We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace. And the norms and notions of what just isn't always justice.
And yet, the dawn is ours before we knew it. Somehow, we do it. Somehow, we've weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished.
We, the successors of a country and time, the skinny black girl descended from slaves and raised by a single mother, can dream of becoming a president, only to find herself reciting for one. And yes, we are far from polished, far from pristine, but that doesn't mean we are trying to form a union which is perfect. We are trying to forge a union with purpose, to compose a country committed to all cultures, colors, characters, and conditions of man.
And so we lift our gazes, not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. Because we know to put our future first, we must put our differences aside. So we lay down our arms and reach out our arms to one another. We seek harm to none and harmony for all.
Let the globe, if nothing else, say this is true. That even if we grieved, we grew. That even if we hurt, we hope. That even if we tired, we try. And we'll forever be tied together, victorious, not because we will never again know defeat, but because we will never again sow division.
Scripture tells us to envision that everyone shall sit under their own vine and fig tree, and no one shall make them afraid. If we are to live up to our own time, then victory won't lie in the blade, but in all the bridges we have made.
And that is the promise to Glade. The hill we climb, if only we dare it. Because being American is more than the pride we inherit. It's the path we step into and how we repair it.
We've seen a force that would shatter our nation rather than share it. A country that could be destroyed if it meant delaying democracy. And this effort very nearly succeeded. But while democracy can be periodically delayed, it can never be permanently defeated.
In this truth, in this faith, in this truth and in this faith we trust, for while we have our eyes on the future, history has its eyes on us. This is the era of just redemption we feared in its inception. We did not feel prepared to be the heirs of such a terrifying hour. But within it, we found the path to author a new chapter, to offer hope and laughter to ourselves. So while once we asked ourselves, how could we possibly prevail over this catastrophe? Now we assert, how could catastrophe possibly prevail over us?
We'll not march back to what was. We'll not march back to what was, but move to what shall be, a country that is bruised but whole, benevolent but bold, fierce and free. Will not be turned around or interrupted by intimidation, because we know to put our future first, and our actions inertia affect the future generations. Our blunders become their burdens.
But one thing is certain. If we merge mercy with might, if we merge mercy with might and might with right, then love becomes our legacy and change our children's birthright. So let us leave behind a country better than the one we were left. With every breath from my bronze-pounded chest, we will raise this wounded world into a wondrous one. We will rise from the gold-limbed hills of the West.
We'll rise from the windswept northeast, where our forefathers first realized evolution.
We will rise from the lake-rimmed cities of the Midwestern states.
We will rise from the sun-baked.
We will rebuild, reconcile, and recover from every nook of our nation and every corner called our country. Our people, diverse and beautiful, will emerge battered and beautiful. When the day comes, we step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it.
For there is always light.
For there is always light.
If only we are brave enough to see it.
If only we're brave enough
To
to
be
be
it.
it.
You may wonder, why would 4 students in a school in downtown Varanasi, the heartland of Uttar Pradesh and India, choose to speak of a young Black American poet, 21, 22-year-old? Why would they choose to use the words of Amanda Gorman when she says, about the hill we climb, about the United States of America? Well, precisely because we believe in beyond boundaries. It is the voice of youth. When a 22-year-old in America writes about, you are brave enough to see it, if only you are brave enough to be it, and she talks about the light within, she means not only about the people of America, not only about the youth of America, she addresses it to the youth of the entire world. And being a citizen of the world, being a young citizen of the globe, does not mean that you draw boundaries on the globe and choose to speak the words of poets only from your own land. You speak in the voice of humanity. You speak in an honesty which is beyond boundaries. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
The next segment is my personal favorite, the organizing committee introduction.
I'm sure all my teammates must be giving themselves a final touch-up before coming up on the stage by now.
So Aradhana, let's not make them wait any further and call them up on the stage to make the introductions.
Let me first of all introduce you to the pillars of organizing committee. Ishanvi and Manya have been enthusiastically participating in all the committees and have therefore received the much-deserved position as committee heads.
So now for the committee itself, first is the committee which has played a pivotal role in captivating the masses, the Creatives and Graphic Designing Committee. The members of this committee are Shaurya Srivastav, Tanuj Sharma, and Nidhi Agrawal.
Moving ahead, we have the committee which devoted its days in curating, researching, and looking up for the speakers and the potential ideas that could be taken up, the Research and Curation Committee. This committee includes Aradhana Yadav, that's me, Sanskriti Daneja, Manpreet Kaur, and Risha Agrawal.
The content in the brochures, social media posts, and creatives that we presented before you are a result of the hard work of the Content and Resources Committee. And its members are Arushi Sharma, that's me, Gargi Tripathi, Aviza Malak, Avni Gujarati, Ayushi Kumari, and Paoki Mishra. This is the team behind the second edition of TEDx Youth at Sunbeam Bhagwanpur.
So that was all for the introduction part, I guess, Arushi?
Yes, Aradhana, but that was one big introduction, I must say. And now the time has come for us to get inspired and blessed by our very own chairman, Mr. Deepak Madhok, and director, Ms. Bharti Madhok.
Jai Hind, everyone, and lots of blessings to this team TEDx. while witnessing the program, sitting here in the Audi, I was thinking that whose brainchild it is. And I would like to start with Mr. Sandeep Mukherjee, Mrs. Pratima Gupta, and Mr. Ishan. I would like to thank these three people who dared to dream. And I'm sure today, sitting here in the audience, these three people must be so very proud as to how the next batch is taking it forward. Beyond the boundaries is a topic which I think is the hour of the day. Everyone has to realize that word is what we have inherited. And when I was listening to the students who came on the stage, the way they think, I'm sure with their thoughts, with their mission, we are going to see a better world. More power to these young students who are ready to dare. Because whatever we are doing, whatever we have achieved, we have never achieved by accepting things. We have always, when we have asked questions, when we have pushed ourselves forward, that the new answers have come and the new beginnings have begun. I wish this team all the very best, and I'm sure this legacy continues with every new batch. I promise that whenever my students will come and whenever they'll have new ideas, Sunbeam will be there to support them. And I hope that they shine like sunbeams, especially on this 50th year of Sunbeam. I wish all of them lots of blessings and good luck for achievement. God bless.
I'm just a small child on the seashore, picking up shells here and there, while the vast ocean of knowledge lies unexplored in front of me. What is a boundary? It's a very philosophical word. A boundary exists in a village, in a house, in a country, in a continent. In the universe, boundary has no special demarcation. The Milky Way has a boundary. Every galaxy has a boundary. Every cluster has a boundary. And then the greatest telescopes are exploring the boundaries of this wonderful place where we all live, called the universe. And thoughts at the rate of light, at the speed of light, are going crisscrossing this planet as if it was the synapses in our brains. And these thoughts we just saw the American thought coming over here, and we can crisscross those boundaries from Denmark to Sweden, from Africa to Japan. And this is happening in the last few years, ever since COVID forced us to find alternatives. We find every neighbor has moved rapidly towards us. And a time will come when somebody from Alpha Centauri will join you on a Zoom call, and they will tell you about the 8 suns on their planet, or they will tell you about the sunrise in some, or they might tell you about how you can buy a moon on the Jupiters, on one of the 12 moons, land on that also. So the world is moving fast and the boundaries are expanding every day. And to our children who are going to be in the next 50, 60, 70 years, facing challenges which we even cannot dream of. What great challenges for students of Bhagwanpur, and especially in the 50th year of this school. I can see, I can hear the voices of all the students who have left, and Mr. Ishan is sitting proudly here, this school, and gone over to places which we could never even think or dream of. And today they are listening to us in this global TEDx talk and exchanging the views with 30 speakers who are coming from all over the world. Kudos to the team who was here and was introduced to all of you. How they managed, they sent 150 emails and they spoke to so many people outside, and they got the best speakers of different fields from which the learning will happen. So happy learning to all of you. The globe is just a very small place for sunbeams. And I hope that you keep on learning, keep on expanding your boundaries and horizons, and keep on traveling in your mind to all corners of the earth. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best. And once again, kudos to the efforts of all the students of Sunbeam Bhagwanpur. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, ma'am and sir. We are really blessed to have you indeed. And now we are at the final step of our exciting journey together.
But before stepping down as the anchors for today, we would like to extend a heartfelt gratitude to our board members, teachers, people working behind the scenes to make this launch a huge success, and of course, our viewers. But this is not the end. Do join us on 1st and 2nd October for our main event, and I assure you that you would all gain an experience of a lifetime.
So, okay, people, that was all the time we had together for today. I'm Arushi.
And I'm Aradhna,
Signing off
as today's anchors. Thank you.